everyone, my name is Ebony and welcome back to another video.
Think I know you better to forget her. Certain people made for running. Think I need you more than let you know I'm bored and tell me this means more than nothing.
So recently I've been trying to get through my physical TBR. It's been slow going and I still have many books to get through, but I have been able to make some progress in lowering the number of books I haven't read that I own. So today I am going to be unhauling some of the books that I've read recently that I don't think represent what I want to have on my shelves, don't represent my reading style, books I just didn't like, that kind of thing. If you're wondering, when I unhaul, I usually just unhaul to a Goodwill. Sometimes I take them to my high school library as a donation, and I will offer the books to like my other friends who enjoy reading if they want them. If not, I'll probably donate them. But jumping into the books, the first book I have on here is The Barcode Tattoo by Suzanne Wayne. This is a series I read back in like middle school, and I actually do have the full series. I just had 2 copies of this first book because I bought a second copy after my dog decided to try to eat it, and so it was like not readable because like the last word on these pages is like cut off. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it because again it's not readable. I don't know, like if you have any ideas of what I would do with a book that you can't really read anymore, I'm open to them. I might just end up giving it to my dad as like fire starter. From what I remember, I still like this series. I don't know if that holds true to like myself right now, but until I reread them, and if I decide I don't like them upon rereading, then I will get rid of the other books. But the only reason I'm getting rid of this one is because it's unreadable. I don't even know why I've hung on to it for this long. I think it's because I didn't know what to do with it, because you can't like donate it. Nobody can read it. Next is a book I read for a 24-hour readathon I did back in December, which you can watch the vlog if you'd like. That is Lucid by Adrienne Stoltz and Ron Bass. I read this book during that readathon because that readathon was dedicated to finishing all the books I had started in 2020 and also adding in a couple of books that would be like super short. If you want to watch the vlog, I talk about all of what I was planning on doing in that vlog. And so this book was in the vlog because I had started it in like June or July of last year. I think I only read like 15 pages or something, like not that much. But to me, that's still starting it. And so I wanted to finish it before the end of the year so I could start the year with a fresh slate. But if you watched that vlog, you will know that I did not like this book whatsoever. I don't even think I finished this book in that vlog. I think I had to finish the book after the 24-hour readathon vlog because I ran out of time. But like what I'm saying in the vlog is completely accurate. This book was terrible. It made no sense. I was bored out of my mind. I had no idea what was going on the whole time. What I thought the book was about was nothing what the book was actually about. Like, mostly because the synopsis on the inside cover here tells you nothing. I had a completely different idea of what this book would be before going into it, and it turned out not to be that. So that's why I didn't like it. So yeah, getting rid of this one because it was bad. So the next 2 books is Clockwork Angel and Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. So I have read Clockwork Angel like 2 or 3 years ago. I honestly like didn't care for it. I've tried the Mortal Instruments series so many times. I have given it like so many chances. I think I've read City of Bones twice. Like I read it once, didn't care for it, didn't continue it. Read it again, read the second book, whatever it is, City of Ash, I'm not sure. I didn't like either of them. But then people were saying that the Infernal Devices series was like really good. And so I was like, okay, I'll give that a shot. So I read Clockwork Angel. Still didn't care about it. And so I never actually read Clockwork Prince. I did like buy both at the same time because I had the intention of reading all of them, but then I just didn't want to waste my time with it. I don't know, like I still am hesitant to get rid of these books because the FOMO side of me is like, you're missing out because you haven't read all 20 Cassandra Clare books. But then the other part of me is like, you're not gonna have the time, the motivation, or the energy, or the want to read all of those books. Like, even though everybody says they're amazing, like, I know that even if I did read them, I probably wouldn't enjoy them. I would be just wasting my time because it wouldn't be worth it to me to read that many books of a series that I don't even, like, care for that much. Ugh. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get rid of these. I've held on to them for so long, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think I need to prioritize things that I'm actually excited about and not things that I want to read just because everybody else loves them. Next I have Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This book like is super popular on BookTube. If you haven't heard of it, I'd be surprised. It's like a sci-fi. It's written in like media format, which is why it's so freaking long. It's because like the pages are like weird and don't have a lot of text on them. I have read it. I will say that I like the concept of this story. Like the way it's written I think is super cool, and the audiobook was really cool too because I listened to the audiobook and read the book at the same time. But I'm not a sci-fi person. I'm not a fantasy person, which is again why I won't read the Cassandra Clare books. I didn't really care for it. Like, I mean, it was alright. I didn't have any issues with it. It just wasn't my favorite. I'm not going to continue the series. It's not something I'll probably ever reread. And so I think that I should give it to somebody else who's going to want it, and it shouldn't just collect dust on my shelves. I'm actually going to offer this one to my roommate Morgan because she likes the movie Passenger, which I feel like has a similar like vibe as this book. I don't know, they remind me of each other. So I was like, you might like this book since you like Passenger. So if I wasn't already going to be crucified enough in the comments for the last 2 books, well technically 3 books that I've talked about, this one I might definitely get crucified for. And that is The Book Thief by Marcus Cusack. I know that people love this book. I know. It does talk about a really important time, you know. Every historical fiction talks about something that's important and should be read about, but I didn't like this book. Don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't like historical fiction because I have liked other historical fictions in the past, but this one I just didn't care for. I don't know, like I just couldn't get into it. I think it was because it was narrated by death. Like that's a cool concept in theory, but for me it just didn't work because I like being inside a character's head, I guess. Just overall, it wasn't something that I really enjoyed that much, and I don't know if I want to keep it on my shelves because I won't reread it, so I should just give it to somebody who will like it. So time to say goodbye to this one. Okay, so the last 2 books I have on here is Rainbow Boys and Rainbow High by Alex Sanchez. If you watched my February wrap-up, I talked about Rainbow High and how much I didn't like it. And I also talked about how I liked Rainbow Boys, which is the first book, and this is the second book. I liked Rainbow Boys, but Rainbow High just was not, it didn't even feel like it was the same, like, writing. Rainbow Boys just had much better characterization, much better development, and I mean it is outdated in the way that it talks about LGBTQ plus people, but I still think it is an important thing to read about. But Rainbow High, it was so flat, it was boring, I didn't care about anything that was happening, and these are characters that I already knew, I had already read about, you know, this book exists. These are characters that I already knew, and I still didn't care. And just the overall writing style of this one I feel like was much worse than in Rainbow Boys. And so just because of that, I don't think I want to keep these books on my shelves. I don't know, I just don't think that they accurately represent the books that I enjoy and that should be on my shelves. I also talked about in my February wrap-up that there is a 3rd book in this series, and the completionist in me wants me to read it, even though I know I probably won't like it. But I don't know, I still haven't made that decision yet. I don't know, it's hard for me to part with this book because I've had it for so long. Like, I read it in middle school the first time. So that's all the books I'm going to be unhauling in this video. It was a little short, but I just wanted to clear up space on my shelves. I mean, I don't really have that much space on this shelf anyway because I keep filling it up. But my shelf at home even, I was running out of space on. So I was like, time for an unhaul. I need more space, and I work at a bookstore now, so I'm gonna be buying a lot more books, so I definitely need to have shelf space for those. Please make sure you're subscribed down below so you don't miss any future videos from me, and if you want to follow me on social media, all my links are in the description box down below as always. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
All you see is black roses. Couldn't run with this whole Don't ask for something more than